What's up, guys? How you guys doing? Thanks for tuning in to another episode. I appreciate it. Guys, I just watched Sicario 2, and I gotta say something right now. Holy fuck, do I ever have a man crush on Benicio del Toro. If you guys don't know who that is, kill yourselves. Just kidding. But seriously, go watch Sicario 2. It's a great movie. You guys will love it. Dude, I went into this like YouTube hole of Benicio del Toro. I was like watching interviews of him when he was like a younger actor, and then I watched Inside the Actor's Studio, and then like I just developed this like obsession of him, and I was like, fuck, he doesn't have Instagram? God damn it. But yeah, Sicario 2. You'll love it. Josh Brolin's a beauty. And speaking of Josh Brolin, I remember running into him at the Equinox, and let me tell you something. The guy is jacked city. Seriously, he's huge, man, in real life. That being said, he was filming Deadpool 2 playing Cable Guy, but man, he's just yeah. If I didn't know any better, I'd say he's an ex-Olympian bodybuilder or some shit. Anyways, guys, the guest I have on today, his name is Madison Smith. Madison Smith is an actor here in Vancouver who is a lot more successful than I am. And he has a couple shows coming out. So, yeah, please help me welcome Madison Smith. Yeah, just give me a quick little speak there.
1 2 1 2.
Nice, there you go. Did you want to put the headphones on? Or are you?
Let's do it.
Yeah, get into it.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
That way I can hear.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, now.
Yeah.
That's smooth.
I know, and you get real into it.
Yeah.
My man.
Smooth jazz start.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. You're probably one of my, and luckily you're in my building. But like when I think of like people, like when I get in a big audition or something like that, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call this guy, and then I'm gonna call you. You know what I mean? So you're up there.
That's a huge compliment.
But you've been at it for a while.
I've been at it about 6 years, I'd say. 7. Oh wow.
7 years.
I always think the same thing. It's like Paul Rudd in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, where he goes, I guess if I was an age, I'd be 44. Fuck. Every time you kind of think, oh, wow, I can't believe I've been doing this for 7 years. Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, I still love it. That's the best part. It's the hardest thing you'll ever love.
It's the hardest thing you'll ever love.
What is acting. Because it's every time you go through it, it's kind of like you go through these ups and downs of it sort of sucking and then being amazing. And I think that's the best part.
Were you shit at first? I
don't think I was awful, but I've seen old auditions and I remember thinking, wow, that is not... You always think, oh man, I wish I booked something huge, when I was 22, 23. Then I see auditions from when I was 22, 23, and I was like, good thing I didn't. I would have not been ready.
Yeah, man. I remember like when I was checking out, because I used to train at Jeb Beach.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and man, I remember just seeing auditions, and I remember like when I was first auditioning though, man, I was so like, I was cocky, man. I was so cocky. I was just like, yeah, I got the words. Let's go. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was so just like, what? Like, what a fucking... Dude, I legit came here and I thought I was going to be Brad Pitt.
I told my first agent, I said the day, I was like, in 6 months, I want to book a series. And she goes, what? Let's calm it down a bit.
Yeah.
And 6 months came by and actually she dropped me in 6 months. So it didn't turn out the way I had expected. So it kind of went a little bit backwards for me that time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the hard part about when you first start, because I did a 6-month program, and as soon as I was done that, I was getting into it. Go ahead.
I feel like that's kind of intimidating though. Like you come here 6 months, you're like, I'm getting good. I want to book something. Like, okay, I'm expected to book this, and all of a sudden, hey, so did I book it? No, but I'm actually dropping you. Oh, okay. Like, what's that like, man?
That was an interesting way of going about it, because one of my early agents compared me to another actor on her roster almost every time we talked, and that was a hard thing to go through, because basically every time I would call her, she'd say, this guy's doing this and this guy's doing that. This guy's, he's in the gym, even though he's got 4 auditions this week, and I'm like, well, like. So I'm in the gym. I just don't have 4 auditions this week. Why don't we get me those.
The Jim?
The Jim. Like, yeah, she was very adamant about me doing or looking a certain way.
You look great though.
Thank you. I don't know if I did exactly back then, but I don't think I was as bad as I thought at the time. I actually had a bit of a scary run because when I was sort of trying to look a certain way as an actor, I remember I did one of those scary crash diets.
Right.
I ate baby food for 3 days, and at the end of the third day, I fainted. I hit my head on a cement stair.
Oh my God, dude.
Busted open my eyebrow. I remember like I woke up. So I fell on the ground, and I didn't experience falling. Sorry, I don't remember falling. No, I didn't experience falling, but I remember falling. So
Weird.
basically, once I was on the ground and I woke up, I went, "Oh my God, I just fell." I went into the bathroom where there was a mirror. And you know when you see a camera sort of focus?
Yeah.
And it sort of goes from out of focus, you can't see anything, and it slowly focuses, you can see. That's what happened to me, so I could finally see that I had a cut in my eyebrow, and I had a goose egg just right here on like my upper right cheek. And basically I called my mom, and you know how when you call your mom or your mom asks you if you're okay? First one, you're like, "Oh yeah, I'm okay." She goes again, "Honey, are you okay?" Yeah, and like you bust out.
Oh no!
So I went into shock a little bit, and from the moment she asked me if I was okay, I was very emotional. I went to the hospital, and I was waiting in line to get into the hospital. I was behind this little old lady who, it's 3:00 in the morning, Vancouver General Hospital, and she goes to the front, and she's speaking really quiet to the nurse at the glass, and she's like, I have a rash, and she's like scratching her forearm, and the nurse is like, "It's okay, this is the hospital. Do you want to maybe go to like a clinic tomorrow?" She's like, "No, it really hurts." She's like, "Okay, well, this is a hospital, so it's gonna be about 4 hours of a wait." And I'm like, "Oh my God, I don't want to wait 4 hours. I mean, I just fainted. Is it that bad?" But I was a little nervous. I played hockey, so I know concussions, if you hit your head or lose consciousness, you have to be sort of monitored throughout the night. And so basically I'm freaking out. I'm like, I don't want to be here for 4 hours. I walk up as soon as this lady's gone, and the lady looks up, she goes, "Oh my God, what happened?" And I was still emotional. I fainted. She goes, "Okay, give me your care card." I give it to her. She's like, "Just go take a seat." I was like, "Yeah, for 4 hours." I grab a Metro Vancouver, I put it on my lap, and then she goes, "Madison, come on in." And I was like, this is way better.
Yeah.
Didn't have to wait 4 hours. Apparently it was just to deter this lady with the rash.
Right.
But then, they checked me out. I had stitches in my eyebrow. I got one audition in the 2 weeks that I had my stitches in my black eye. It was for a hockey player in a recycling commercial.
And you got it?
I did not get it,
Okay.
but I was like, this is a perfect audition for this look.
Yeah.
And then, 2 weeks after I was all healed up, I wasn't with that agent anymore. She chose to go a different way, and
That's the thing about like just this industry in general, man. Like it's like, so you fainted, like you did like this baby food diet, and like you were doing this because you knew that you needed to look a certain way for being on TV.
What I did was dangerous, though. Like I did it not a healthy
For sure,
way.
but some people don't, like, man, the general person that comes into this industry doesn't know. Like I was luckily a personal trainer before I got into this, but if I wasn't a personal trainer, I went head into like the film industry.
Yeah.
I mean, man, I would do the same thing. I'd be like, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to eat greens.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know, man. And then this is like where, like, especially as a working actor or even a musician or whatever the fuck you're trying to be in the arts, it's, man, you don't get paid. You know what I mean? You don't get paid off the hop. So it's like, how can you afford to get this knowledge? How can you afford a personal trainer? Yeah,
it's
man,
a tough one. It's a lot about self-knowledge. And they say, or what was the quote I remember hearing just the other day? The best teacher is mistake, or the best teacher is failure. That's what it is. Best teacher is failure. And going through something like that, I'll know I'll never do something so drastic ever again. I'll never go through something so, scary and dangerous for to try and look a certain way. I always am very focused. I'm trying keto now. You told me about intermittent fasting, and I'm gonna give that a shot in July. I always start on a day where I can, eat crappy for a couple days.
Yeah, I feel like that's everyone. I'll start Monday.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's a nice Sunday. My girlfriend bought me a new planner, basically. It's called Passion Planner, and it's got daily goals, monthly goals, weekly goals, a whole bunch of things I've already started drawing in it.
Dude, you need that. That's the thing. You kind of like need those kind of things
in
your life. You know what I mean? And not like, man, I always see people like try new things. And like at first, my first instinct is to go like, oh man, that's just a fad, or you're just like going to do it for like a couple months. But the thing is, even if they only, like, let's say you got this planner thing, even if you only have this planner thing for 3 months, that's you like in your mind switching it up, where it's like, okay, it's, I'm going to do this. And it gets you motivated to some degree. Yeah. Like I have for example, my girlfriend, like she likes to switch up her workouts all the time, but she does it to a point where it's like, from now on, I'm going to do it like this. Yeah. Right. And it's in her mind. It's switching it up. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's interesting, man. It's really cool.
Well, yeah, they say threes, right? It's like if you can do something for 3 days, then you can do it for 3 weeks, then you can do it for 3 months, then you can do it forever. It's kind of like, basically, if you do it in threes, it's the best way to sort of get something in from, something new to habit. Right. And I have never been able to make the 3 month. I did, what is it? I did this thing called New Abs diet for 6 weeks, and that I talked to a nutritionist the other day, and she's like, you can do anything for 6 weeks, that's not a problem, but if you can do anything for 3 months or 6 months, that's when you've worked hard and changed your way of thinking and doing things.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. My gym routine throughout like the years has definitely, I wouldn't say changed. It's evolved. Yeah. You know what I mean? I was really big into like lifting heavy weights early on in my 20s, and now I'm kind of I'm still lifting weights. I don't go heavy anymore. Just because, dude, I don't know what it is, but this is gonna sound like egotistical, but I can blow up real quick. Yeah. Like I can look real jacked easily. And when I was younger, it was kind of really cool because I was like, yeah, I want to be this big guy. But now that I'm going for auditions and like I'm trying to like look a certain way, or because man, how often does someone need to look jacked for an audition? Really rare, unless and if they do, it says massive man on the call, right? So now, man, I do a lot of like high intensity interval training, like sprints. I skip lots. I do a lot of boxing just to try to keep the weight, not the weight down. It's not that I gain weight. It's just I don't want to look blocky.
Right. Of course.
I can easily look like Mark Wahlberg in Pain and Gain real quick if I
real quick. It's funny you say that because I was very much the same way when I was a college baseball player. We started our winter training basically in, I think, late October, early November. And they weighed us in, and I think I weighed 190, 195 when I was playing college baseball. This is like 20 years old. And they weighed us another month later. And me and my one buddy that on the team, we started doing like creatine powder. I think I got up to 211 within a month. Yeah. And like I got told by my roommate at the time, who was coached by my dad back in the day. He called my dad. He's like, Madison's big. He's like scary big. And that was the interesting part. I've always been able to put on weight. And we had guys on our team that were, I think, 120, 130 pounds. And we were told as a team that if we ever saw them without food, we had to buy them food. If you see them on the campus without food, you have to buy them a sandwich. Right. And I was like, I don't have enough money to buy them a sandwich, so I'm going to avoid those guys when I see them on campus.
Yeah, that's hilarious, man. That's funny. Hey, so you talking with the failing of the 6 month age and stuff. You actually stuck with it, and you actually did book something recently.
I booked a couple of things recently, which has been 2018 has been a great year. Actually, the funny thing is, I was talking about this with my girlfriend the other day.
Is 2018 your year? Like, is it the
2018's been my year, but the best part is, so my girlfriend, Hannah, she's a dancer. She's actually working on Descendants 3 right now, the Disney movie. Awesome, yeah, she's dancing it right now.
Are they filming it here?
They're filming that here.
They're filming everything here.
Filming everything here. It's great. But she moved back to Vancouver in June of last year, so almost a full year ago, like a week ago. Ever since then, I feel like I've been booking a lot more. And
you think it's because she's around?
I think it's because she's around. I think
really?
Because my life is sort of going outside of acting, that acting can be a success, because it's not the thing that's always on my mind. I have this other thing that's taken my priority, and as much as acting is still number one priority in my life, I now have something else that is making me happy. So it's making everything else sort of go better. So at the beginning of 2018, which, like you said, I think so far has been the best year of acting for me so far. I did a show which airs July 15th called Narco Leap. It stars Chelsea Reese, who, funny enough, is Mark's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Right. Who you rent this place from.
Right.
Stars Chelsea Reese, myself, and a guy named Austin Eckert, as well as Alex Ponovic. It's a web series from Story Hive. So they got the $100,000 grant to make a 10-episode. Nope. 8 episodes. I don't know. Nope. Yeah, 8 episodes. We did it in 12 days, so it's kind of one of those things where it's
a blur.
Yeah. We did 8 episodes, about 8 minutes each, and it was just a blast. We did it in 12 days, shot constantly. I was on set 11 of those 12 days. And it was just a blast. The trailer came out on Monday, so people have seemed to really love it.
I saw it. Sick.
Yeah. Thank you.
It looks really professional, too.
Yeah, that was the nice thing. We had an amazing DOP. His name's Ryan. It was phenomenal working with him. He found great shots. In the trailer, there was a ton of really good shots and a ton that I'm excited to see how they turned out in the actual show, because all it was, it was a great trailer because it was buzzwords and quick cuts of exciting stuff, but it didn't really give too much away, which I'm really happy about, because I hate when a trailer has
it's the worst.
The ending at in the trailer, or the funniest parts or the best parts.
I'm sitting over here a little unimpressed because I did audition for Narco Leap as well.
I know you did. You auditioned for the same role.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, you saw me at the gym, and because I think you went right in for the callback.
Did I see you at the audition?
I don't know if you saw me at the audition.
All right.
But
how did I know then? Oh, right. We were. Oh, yeah. I remember actually what it was.
We were at the gym, right?
I went to a party and a couple of guys were like, "Oh, that's the guy that booked it," and I was like, "Oh, who is that?" And then they showed me a photo of you, and I was like, "Oh, fuck, I know that guy."
Yeah, but I think we had talked about it already at.
No,
at
then
the
I
gym.
came to the gym, and then I talked to you about it.
Oh, really?
I was like, "Yeah, man, congrats!" And then you're boxing, remember?
Yeah. It was an awesome thing. I remember the audition, the first one. I went in, and they kind of gave me a, "Hey, don't be so angry. The other guy's the military guy. You're not." I didn't know there was another military guy. It was just the sides. And then my next audition, I went in for the director and the producer who's also the head writer. And I did not feel like it went well. I felt I did a fine job with the scenes, but they kind of just smiled and nodded. And I was like, oh no, I was excited, and I left, and I sort of felt, okay, there goes my chances to be in Narco Leap. And then actually, this is what I remember, because you told me that it had the girl from the 100 in it before I had booked it.
Right.
So I was really excited. I thought it went well. And they actually had given me the incorrect sides for the callback. The callback sides and the original audition sides were slightly different. There was another scene. I think you had done the other scene, but basically I went in and they're like, okay, so we're going to do the other scene. I started and they go, oh, that's not the right scene. It's this one. I had never heard of it, seen it, done it. And so now I talked to my agent the next day. I said, hey, I got the wrong sides. Do they want me to put these ones on tape, or should I send in a tape, anything like that? She called me back. She goes, no need to tape. I didn't know what that meant. I was like, okay, well, they obviously picked somebody else. Too bad. And then I got a phone call from her the next day. And she goes, okay, so you booked it. I was like, now I get it. Could have maybe given me a little heads up. That's why I didn't need to tape, because your mind goes to the darkest places.
Instantly. Mine goes right to, Dude, like when I walk out of an audition now, I don't even fucking, like when I walk out, I go, it's over. Like I throw out the script.
Yeah.
I throw it all away. I don't look at the callback time or anything like that. I walk out and that's it. Because you can, man. Because fuck, dude, there's times where I just retrace myself. Like, okay, how did I do it? Did I do it like this? Yeah, that's pretty good, I think. Right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm literally retracing in my head. I'm like, dude, I'm going psycho.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's a tough part. I still go through everything. If I walk to an audition, the walk home, I'm re-saying all my lines the whole time, and I'm trying to redo it the way I did it in the room. Yeah, because I'll be like, this went really well, so I'm going to say it that way again, and I'll be saying it, and then people are walking by thinking I'm really weird. So I've come up with a new thing of putting in my Apple headphones.
Yeah. And then saying it without listening or doing anything.
There's nothing going on.
Me too.
It's just off. But it looks like I'm talking to somebody on the phone, and nobody can think that I look that weird.
That's so funny.
It's so genius. Nobody's ever known,
dude. That's the same thing as like I remember when I would when I first started just like Instagram stories or like whatever, and like you hold the phone to your face and you're walking down the street and you kind of like see people like looking at you or whatever. You're kind of like, this is kind of like weird, and you kind of don't do it. Yeah. But then when you FaceTime, it's like, hey, what's up, man? You don't even think about it, and it's no problem. It's so weird.
Yeah, I have a rule for selfies. I'm like Eminem with selfies. You get one shot, one opportunity. It's all you get for a selfie, because I cannot hold my phone in my hand for like this for more than one. Yeah. I can do.
You're pretty decent on social media, though.
I try and be, and I try and post one or two things, every few days.
Yeah. It looks good. I like it.
Yeah. I still only get, 100 likes here and there.
Yeah. Wait till you're on a show.
That's the hope. That's the nice thing. Cause I got two things. I got Narco Leap coming out, July 15th, which is going to be exciting because it's going to stream everywhere on YouTube and on their website. And then
it's going to go on YouTube, eh?
It's going to be on YouTube. Yeah. So hopefully everybody across the world gets to watch it. Chelsea has fans everywhere from the 100, so she's big time. I'm followed by all these Chelsea Reese fan pages, and it's kind of awesome. Now, maybe one day there'll be a Madison Smith fan page.
Maybe there he is.
Oops, you never know. Then actually Salvation, I started working on the show for CBS about 2.5 months ago, and I'm working on my 9th episode right now of the season. We're in episode 11, and I'm in my this is my ninth one, and it's been a blast. I get to work with an amazing actress named Jacqueline Byers, who plays Jillian on the show. Pretty much I work with her. My character immediately links up with her when he gets introduced, and we have a past. I can't give too much away because unfortunately it airs Monday, my first episode. Then I can sort of say...
What network?
It's on CBS.
Okay.
So in Canada, it'll be on Global, and everywhere else at CBS. You can watch it on CBS All Access in the States. You can also watch it on Global Online, I think, in Canada. But it airs 9 p.m. on Monday, Pacific Standard Time, so 5 p.m. if you... Nope, still at 9 p.m., but 9 p.m. on the East if you want to watch it there. Yeah. You can also watch it at 5 in the Pacific Standard Time.
Just fucking watch it, all right?
Just watch it. It's a great show, though.
It looks sweet, man. The trailer looks really cool.
The show, it's been an awesome year of things I got to work on.
Is that a reoccurring role? What is that when you you booked?
So that's a recurring guest star.
Guest star. Okay, that's what that is.
So and I don't totally know how it works yet either, because I even talked to somebody who has a visa for the States, and they call it something different because it's called like a guest star or a supporting role or something like that for TV, which for us in Canada it's very different. It's supporting role is for movies, and it's actor, principal, guest star for TV, and then series regular and things like that. So I never really know how it works, and I didn't know what I was getting into when I booked it. It was kind of like I was guaranteed one episode only, and like I said, now I'm on my 9th, so it just kept getting brought back, which is how... I don't look that way.
Yeah, don't look that
way. Which is, I actually started reading the Bryan Cranston book just recently, and he said...
we got it here somewhere.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, there it is. Life in Parts.
Yeah. I don't read it. Don't let it fool you. This is Joey's.
This is Joey's
library here. Yeah.
Yeah. He talks about his time on Seinfeld, and it was like he did 5 episodes of Seinfeld, and every once in a while it was like, hey, why don't we bring Cranston back?
Yeah.
And it was, you never knew. And,
he was the dentist.
Yep, he was. Yeah, Dave. No, not Dave. Dave Putty. No, that was the. That was.
What was the dentist's name?
I just read it, but it's gonna kill me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was awesome. They just kept bringing me back.
The label maker.
The label maker, yeah, he was the regifter, right?
Yeah,
I think so. Was
that? No, he was. Yeah,
he
I'm
was?
pretty sure. I don't know.
I just read the part. He said he had to play the part where he converted to Judaism just so he could tell Jewish jokes. And Jerry hated that, not because he was Jewish, but because
he was a comedian.
Because he was a comedian, yeah. It had nothing to do with.
Dude, how good is that show?
Seinfeld was fantastic. And Cranston talks about it in his book. He's like, that's the best part about it was they, instead of the show, being about the guest stars, it was the guest stars are there to support the main stars, and each of them had their own main storyline, which is kind of what has shaped TV now. Like CSI was kind of a show where the guest stars and the people were where it focused on, and now these shows focus on their stars, and then the stars are, solving a mystery that's kind of secondary to the plot. The plot sort of follows around them and their lives.
Right.
And then their lives are also solving these crimes. Castle did that. Psych did that. Salvation does that a lot because, Salvation, they have... Ooh, I'll explain what Salvation is. Yeah.
Yeah, how about
Salvation is a show about an asteroid that's coming to destroy Earth. I don't know if it does, so I can't spoil that or not. But
you gotta be careful how you explain these things.
Yeah. Well, season 1 luckily is out. You can watch it on Netflix right now. And then there's not spoilers, but there's a full season 1 recaps that you can watch. But basically, in the first episode, the main character, one of the 3 main characters, Liam, discovers that there's an asteroid coming towards Earth, and it's going to hit in 187 days. And he goes to Darius Tanz, who in this universe is like Elon Musk.
Right.
So he's the tech pioneer of the world. Is trying to send people to Mars. Wants to, he has all the tech that he keeps for himself. Not all of it, but has all this stuff that makes them millions of dollars. But he also has all his own stuff to make him, smartest man in the world.
Yeah.
So they go on this journey to try and figure out how to stop this asteroid from killing us all. And then you'd think that'd be a good enough show on its own, but there's also this sort of government espionage sort of side to it where there's, military coups trying to take over the presidency. Someone tries to assassinate the president in the first season. The vice president is behind all that. Again, this is spoilers for season 1, which came out long ago.
Maybe don't do that. Maybe don't spoil it.
Don't spoil season 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's worth watching. I did my first episode, and then someone told me it was on Netflix, which I didn't know at the time. I binged it within, I think, a day and a half.
Dope.
Yeah, which I love when you can watch a show like that.
Yeah, man, because then it's a good show.
It's a good show when you can binge watch a show.
Are you currently watching anything on Netflix right now?
Ooh, there's a lot of stuff that I watch on Netflix.
Are you big? So you're big into the TV shows?
I love TV shows. I try and watch a movie once in a while on Netflix, but I often find I'm watching ones that I've already seen.
By the way, man, I went and watched a movie last night. Was it last night? It's called Upgrade.
Oh, I heard really good things about
Dude,
Upgrade.
I'm telling you right now. Like, go today. You go buy a ticket. It only plays at certain theaters.
Yeah.
In fact, it was not even meant to be in theaters.
Yeah.
They showed it at Sundance.
Yeah.
And people were like, "Oh my god!" And then apparently, they got like special effects and like people that just wanted to help on this because it was such a good movie and had such good potential that they wanted to get into the theaters.
Yeah.
So they did some tweaking and touch up on it, and they released it to the States.
Yeah.
And then because it did so well in the States, it got leaked. Like it came over into Canada.
Yeah.
And like I'm telling you, man, it's a really fucking good movie.
I watched the trailer for it and I thought I really enjoyed what it was. I like the main actor. He was I like him from the OC.
Yeah.
He was Trey from the OC.
He hasn't done much since the OC.
Well, he did a few big things. Like he's a lot of times like a supporting person, but he had a really big role in Prometheus.
Right.
And
okay. So he's already big time.
He was just in Spider-Man: Homecoming. Like he's always been around and still working really hard. Funny enough, I used to train with the guy who originally played Trey on the OC.
Okay.
And so I remember talking to him. I was like, okay, you played Trey in season 1. Why aren't you in season 2?
Right.
He had already moved to Canada by then, and I think they had asked if he wanted to come down and sort of re-audition for it, but it just didn't work out for him and his schedule. So, yeah, he's now the guy who originally played Trey and the guy who played Trey who's in Upgrade. I think they're in the same TV show that's filming in Calgary right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Sweet.
so little trivia
Yeah.
about whatever show that is. I actually don't know yet.
The I forgot what his name is, something Jonathan Green or whatever the actor's name is.
Okay, yeah.
The main character in Upgrade and the guy from the OC.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's his buddy was a director and he was an actor, and they really wanted to get something made. They're like, whatever, this goes straight to DVD, whatever.
Yeah.
And it took them a decade to make this. To make this film. They finally got it made. Like, that's so cool, man. When I hear stuff like that happen, like, fuck, bro. And he's like, oh man, like, it just showcases that he can, like, be like the main character throughout a whole movie. Like, he can be like you know what I mean, the main guy.
Yeah.
It's just like, man, the roles are gonna start fucking just flowing in for this guy, man.
Well, and that's the coolest thing too. And you can look at, someone like that, and you can sort of think, oh wow, this guy's kind of came out of nowhere since the OC. He's obviously been working. He's got little roles here and there, big roles here and there, but this will sort of maybe be the foray into him getting bigger stuff. And so that's my thing I've done almost since I started acting and started auditioning for TV and film in general. I love to use IMDb to find out when an actor that I like booked their first sort of big role. So sometimes I'll look for their first recurring role or the first show that I know them from. And going back to Cranston, like in the book, he talks about having his first child, and he was like 37. And that was when he was doing, these small guest star roles on, small, but his guest star roles on Seinfeld. And if you think sort of about what was still to come for his career, he still had Malcolm in the Middle, which, was a series regular role, but again, sort of supporting this character. And then he still had Breaking Bad in his mid to late 40s. That's Bryan Cranston booking these huge things so far down the line. So, and like John Hamm, 40 years old when he booked Mad Men. I like to look at even younger guys. Like there's a actor named Theo James who was in Divergent. He was, I think, 29 when he booked that. 29, I think, when he booked this other show called Golden Boy. He was the lead of. So it's kind of the awesome thing about looking at all these actors and how old were they when they had their big break. Yeah. Because as actors in our 20s...
Well, I feel like we all do that to some extent. Like, I do the same thing, man.
Yeah. It's so scary because you don't want to think, oh man, has my time passed me by? Am I done with
That's
this?
A good thing about this industry, though, man, is there's no such thing.
There is no such thing. And I try and help anybody who... It's almost the best thing for me when I talk to other actors who are worried about that, because I can, try and assure them this is what's happened for these people. It's going to happen for you. It always makes me feel better because It's like when you teach something, you learn it better. So that's kind of where I've landed. I like when I have to try and help other actors to stay positive about the fact that it hasn't happened yet. Because it can and it will. You just got to keep working, got to stay in class, keep reading plays, keep reading books, audition and give it your all in every one.
I was talking to this with my buddy yesterday. It's so weird because this is why making it in the film industry as an actor, I think, is one of the hardest things that you could possibly do, is because you only get an opportunity sometimes. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, look, man, if they're looking for a black person or an Asian person, no matter, I don't care how good you are, you're not getting that role. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So like that's crazy. That's the kind of industry you're in. Like It's like, name another industry that's like that. Like, no, there's nothing else. Even a musician, like it's no. Mm-hmm. Like if you're good as a musician, like you're good as a musician. Doesn't matter in your race or whatever. I'm not saying that the film industry is racist. That's not it's just it's very like, and then also you get an opportunity. Like, I'm just gonna go off my shoes. You get an opportunity once a month, maybe once every 2 months, like good auditions. Mm-hmm. And you gotta be consistently training. It's the same thing as training, like, I'm just gonna use a muscle group, but it's like training chest.
Yeah.
Like if you're bench pressing 250 pounds and you take 8 weeks off, chances are you're not going to be benching the same weight you just were.
No, exactly.
You have to be consistently training. It's the same thing with acting.
100%.
You got to be consistently training that fucking muscle to get in front of the camera, be comfortable in front of the camera. Just get in there. And man, if you're getting opportunities, like if you haven't had an opportunity in 3 months and you've been training for 3 months, that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, you got to just love the shit out of this. Else you're wasting your time.
Yeah, I mean, if it's only about booking and auditioning, and we've kind of talked about this before, if it's only about being famous, if it's only about making money,
get out.
Yeah, be a you got out of it, but make Instagram, YouTube videos.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
like you can build a following
Yeah.
and make great money. I mean, that some of these influencers make 6 figures a year. Like,
oh, more, man.
It's and they love it. But that's never been something that I wanted to do.
No.
I'm much happier sort of like I talked to you about even being on this podcast. You asked me a couple times and I said I don't want to do it unless I have something to talk about.
Right.
So
you're a personal guy.
It's to a point I'm a personal guy, but at the same time, when it comes to promoting myself, I like to promote the things that I'm working on as an actor. I never wanted to be known for me. I want to be known for the things that I
think long run I think it's gonna help you out.
And I hope so. And I
although I don't know, I have no fucking idea, to be honest with you. I think if according to Daniel Day-Lewis or Robert De Niro and Al Pacino, like, do you know their wives? Do you know their personal life? No. And what do you know? You know them for their talent and their craft and like what they do on screen, and that's it. And man, some people, you know what? That works for some people. And you know what, man? I really truly believe. Well, this is so. I'm kind of on a double, on the fence with this one. But so as a Daniel Day-Lewis, you don't know anything about the guy. To be honest with you, man, if I saw him walking the street, I might not even recognize him.
Yeah,
that's so he's so blended in with like being an actor. You know what I mean? And that's when he comes on the screen, because I don't know him personally at all. Like I've never seen an interview with him, nothing. I don't really know him personally. When I watch him in a movie, there's no way for me to go, I don't really believe his character. Really?
Yeah.
Because you don't even know what the fuck he's like in real life.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Or, this is the other thing.
Yeah.
Does it make you a better actor if you can be that person? So if you are, let's say you're really out there, you're fucking this and that, and then people watching, they're like, hey, I like this guy. Who's this? That's Zach. Wait. That's Zach. Oh my God, I see it now. Wow. I would have never, you know what I mean? Yeah. Then that's like, this was, it's an
interesting, and we're in the beginning stages of where this is going. I mean, YouTube's creating their own stuff, and they've got stuff starring some of their YouTube stars.
Did you hear about Liza Koshy?
I started watching her
new show.
Her show, and
it's not bad.
I didn't. Yeah. Nothing about it.
Yeah.
Spoke to me that I wanted to watch it because it.
I think it's tailored for a younger.
It's tailored, I think, for the audience that watched her stuff already.
Right.
Because it's kind of like how Ted was a long episode of Family Guy.
Right.
It obviously wasn't the same at all, but if you enjoyed...
What's Ted?
Ted was like the Mark Wahlberg movie about the small teddy bear.
Oh, yeah, man. Of course, Ted.
So when it came to watching Ted, and actually not as much the first one, but the second one. The
first
second
one was sick.
First one was great, and they did an awesome job. And I still enjoyed the second one, but the second one was all, if you enjoy an episode of Family Guy, this is a long.
What's the same director or same?
Exactly.
Seth,
Seth MacFarlane created both, and that's just the way I looked at the second one, and it was still great. Whoop, there you go.
Yeah, coffee on my way.
But that was the one thing I noticed was it's a long thing. So anybody that's on these these YouTube channels, often I'm sure that they're going to create something that is for their fans and for their base.
Yeah.
And so there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
And if you like it, watch it, enjoy it, keep watching so that they get to keep on making more. And then, I mean, that's the thing I try and do. I try and see as many movies as I want to see in theaters because I want that to be an opportunity to happen, for years. I hope that they make some sort of Netflix style theater deal where, it's $50 a month and you can go see as many movies as you want. I would pay $50 a month to go to the theater as much as I can, a subscription-based theater.
I would too.
I would love that. If Netflix bought a theater, I would go watch the first 3 episodes of, Luke Cage when it comes out in theaters because you can watch on the big screen with a crowd.
Dude.
How awesome would that be, right? If Netflix bought a theater, they then just basically had the ability to watch their original stuff. They also got all the new stuff in, and just based on having a Netflix account, either you have your regular...
You upgrade it.
Yeah, you either upgrade to $20 a month, so now it's $5 to go see any movie anytime, or you pay $50 a month, you have your online thing, and then you can go to see any movie anytime.
And TV show.
And TV
like
show,
Unsolved, like, oh man, like every Monday at like 7 p.m. you can watch like Unsolved.
Yeah, I think it would be awesome.
With
so
an
that
audience.
Way, yeah, you get to watch.
And then you start to see the same people. They're like, hey, yeah, what's up, man? And oh, dude, that is a fucking great idea.
I think you would have even better pilot episodes as well. Because if you watch, say, the first 2 episodes, and that is how you got into it, or say they put the season finale on, so the weekend, like the next day, the season finale is available at this place, so you can go watch it, or they only release shows in theaters or movies in theaters like 2 weeks before it's going to be on the streaming service. So you can go see it in theaters if you want, but you can also just wait 2 weeks and watch it. But if you can go there, you can see the season finale 2 weeks before everybody else can in theaters in front of with a live audience.
Man, that would be fucking amazing.
Because I love the theater experience.
I love the theater experience too, and there's no way that that's going to die down. People are talking about it.
I'm worried about that though, and that's why I go see as many movies as I can. Because, and I don't know if this happens to you, but I hate when I see on somebody's Instagram story that they've taken a video of either part of the movie or even just the title card, and so that means you've had your phone out while the movie's going.
You're one of those guys.
I hate
you don't like the texting Tommies?
I do not like the Tommy texters. Or the Susie C kickers or the but yeah, it kills me. And I've had a girl with her phone on her lap like this, and she checked it every 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Like clockwork, and then would text.
Yeah.
I was on the left-hand side of the theater, so this is the wall, and then it's her. So I'm the only one in the theater who was affected by this.
Right.
And it was killing me.
Dude, I had a guy, I would rather have that. The guy I had when I watched the movie a couple days ago, he was literally going like this. I was like, dude, fucking swallow it or blow your fucking nose, man. God, it was ridiculous, man. It was the worst thing ever. I've never actually been in the theater where I was like, okay, I think I have to stand up and go say something.
Yeah. It's a tough one, and my dad is somehow the unluckiest man in the world, because he will, if we go for dinner and we all get lobster, he's the one that got the uncooked lobster. If we go to the movies, he is directly behind the person that sneezes all the time or has a cough. Like, he somehow is right around those people all the time. And
does it drive nuts?
It drives him more bonkers than anything. He's a germaphobe. Like, he comes to Vancouver and he won't touch the rail on the escalators.
Yeah.
And yeah, I tested it out one time. Because he is a person who, if someone around him is sick, he gets sick 3 days later.
Right.
So he came to Vancouver one time. This is a terrible thing that I did to my dad. I can't believe I. But so he came to Vancouver, and I pretended to be sick. I was not sick. I just pretended. I was like, I got a little bit of a cold. Coughed every once in a while. Called me 2 days later, and he goes, Madison, you got me sick. Dad, I was not sick. You're a crazy person. You just made yourself sick.
Yeah.
It was all in your head.
Yeah.
Stop thinking that way. I've always been on the camp that I can't get sick. Like, I think in my own mind.
You think you're fucking immortal.
I think I'm immortal. Nothing's going to make me sick. So when I get sick, I know I'm sick.
Yeah.
And that is the worst. The worst. When I'm that sick, that means that I don't move from my bed.
Yeah.
Unless I'm going like
dude,
to the bathroom.
You got to shut down when you're sick.
Oh, it's tough.
Yeah, you got to shut down, binge Netflix.
Yep.
And
that's always good when a new good show comes out, and you can watch it on Netflix. I love when you get that chance.
Everyone like I don't know what your routine is when I'm sick, but like when I get sick, I'm upset. I'm like, fuck, man, I'm sick. Are you kidding me? Because I literally run on momentum. That's all I do, right? But when I get sick, man, I kind of get a little. There's a part of me that's just kind of like, it's time to relax.
Yeah,
go in the hot tub, go in the sauna. Watch some Netflix. I don't take I don't take any flu medicine.
Right.
I smoke a joint.
Okay.
I like to smoke a joint. I watch a movie, watch a TV show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Get real into it.
Just shut down your body.
6 hours goes by. I'm like, dude, I'm sick. You know what I mean? Like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
You know? And then the next day rolls around and then you're kind of like, fuck, I'm still sick. And like, it's, you know, but you just repeat it again, dude. And it's nice, man. When you do get sick though, man, it means that I really believe that you need to just shut down. You need to just like catch up on sleep and stuff. Dude, I was running on 6 hours of sleep for like 2 years. And I listened to this,
Batman only slept 3 hours a night.
Fucking, yeah, Bruce Wayne. I listened to this podcast. It's the sleep podcast. I want to send it to you, dude.
Okay, I'll listen to it.
The sleep doctor talks about how you need to get 8 to 9 hours of sleep, and it changed my life.
Oh, it's super important.
It changed my life. To be honest, I was thinking about I got home last night at 3 a.m. Yeah. I was thinking about canceling this session just so I can get 9 hours of sleep.
Oh wow!
I was like, man, I can't do it to him.
You could have let me know. We could have done it another time.
No, that's cool. I'll have a nap later. But he even talks about that too, how you can't catch up on sleep.
No, yeah, and I've heard naps. If you do more than 30 minutes, it can drain you more. So it's an interesting thing. Sleep's so important, and I mean they say like anytime you're trying to work out more or change your fitness goals, they never talk about the gym first. They talk about your eating and your sleeping, and your recovery. Those are always the number
staples.
One
things, man.
Yeah, I mean, you can. I don't. Kevin Hart even. He's like, the abs are made in the gym. If you did not work out the whole month, but just led an active lifestyle and ate well, you'll see better results than if you worked out all month and ate shitty.
Yeah.
Because even I remember hearing a thing that a person who works a 9 to 5 at a desk and works out hard for 2 hours burns less calories in a day than a person who works, say, in the service industry or like in retail, people who are working on their feet all day burn less calories in a day than those people do without working out at all.
Right.
Like they are constantly burning calories.
Right.
So if you are just eating well and you have an active lifestyle, that's all you need. The gym helps.
Yeah.
The gym helps you get there faster, but it's all about just, having the bedrock.
Dude. So true, man. It's a huge thing, especially for the industry that we're in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You got to be making sure that you're like happy at all times.
Yeah. Oh, and yeah, it's. I mean, you need your energy because you can't. I read a thing this morning. Actually, it was like Shailene Woodley only ate like 320 calories for the 2 weeks she filmed this movie that's in theaters, Adrift, and that seems crazy to me. I was even worried one time. I decided to not drink coffee while I was on set for 2 weeks, and I took like a green tea pill. I found if I was on set, say at 8 a.m. and then I was there till 8 p.m., I felt really sluggish by 4 just from drinking coffee. Now I'm so addicted to coffee that I...
Fuck it. Me too, dude. There's no way.
I had an audition 2 weeks ago for actually a Hallmark movie that I ended up booking. But
congrats, man.
Yeah, thank you. I got up and I didn't get a chance to have my bulletproof coffee yet.
You're into the bulletproof coffee too?
Oh yeah, I bought a ninja bullet
nice
thing, and it's great.
Yeah. Oh, that's why you spotted mine right.
Yeah, I spotted your bullet coffee right away.
Yeah.
But yeah, the audition was just 2 small scenes, and then they asked for me and a couple other guys to wait behind, and we were gonna because we were shooting as brothers. Actually, booked it with a friend of mine from class. His name's Matt Visser, and. Yeah, so it's really cool we get to play brothers.
What's the show?
It's gonna be called Baking for Keeps, starring Taylor Cole, who actually is also on Salvation. And yeah, it's always nice to be back on Hallmark.
Were you guys like football guys?
No, it's called Baking for Keeps, and we we're in this Bachelor Bake Off.
Oh, okay.
And so basically, we are trying to The long-winded sort of explanation of it is there's this, bachelor auction. So, 5 guys are up there and the ladies of the town bid on a date with these guys, but also we are baking as well. So they're bidding on us and on our food. And me and my brother are really competitive with each other. So we go on the radio to promote that we're going to be on it, and we start bickering back and forth. Very similar setup to this.
That's
we haven't
cool.
filmed it yet, but I'm really excited, especially because Taylor Cole was my crush when before I started even acting. She was on a show called The Event.
Oh, dude, I gotta look her up right now.
She's one of the most beautiful people I've ever seen. Really? And so I was really nervous to meet her on Salvation.
Yeah.
Never ended up working with her, never met her on Salvation. And I almost kind of
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, I was a little bit okay with not.
She looks like Megan Fox.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
I was so nervous because like I said, I watched her on that show, and since then she was my biggest crush,
right.
And didn't get it to meet her. Almost thanked my lucky stars. I was like, okay, not meant to be. Turns out then, 2 weeks later, I am going to be in a scene with her. Yeah, right across. So I'm like, do I tell her like I was a huge fan of yours, or do I sort of?
What are you gonna do?
I don't know. They're gonna play.
I think you gotta
ear.
play real cool.
Well, I've only ever been starstruck one time. Yeah, I mean, I haven't really met any of the big people, but the nice thing is when you work with somebody that you recognize from TV, if you're meeting them and you're in a scene with them, you're never as nervous as if you're just meeting them. So like when I was on a show called Psych, actually it happened on Supernatural too, but Psych was my favorite show. And I had actually heard from an acting teacher who I really respected. He's like, he obviously didn't have a very good experience on set because he said he didn't think they were, the nicest people. They weren't very open to other actors. And I was like, oh, that sucks because this is my favorite show. These two guys are my favorite. It's James Rhoda and Dule Hill, the two leads. I was so excited to meet them. Now so nervous because maybe they're crappy guys. We're doing our scene. There's about a half scene before they get in there. And so they're in their trailers, and then it's their time to come. They come to set. Immediately, Dule Hill comes up to me and the other two actors who are in this class, and he goes, hey, really nice to meet you, Dule. Hey, I'm Dule. Hey, I'm Dule. And immediately, I like this weight lifted off me. And then we're talking. The creator, Steve Franks, he cast me in this, and I was described as a young Sean. Sean was the lead of the show. And I made it very clear in the audition how much of a fan I was. So, because I asked questions, I was like, is Emilio Estevez going to be in the finale? And he's like, oh, no, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get Emilio. But that was a great question because I had asked, can I ask a question? He kind of got really worried. And then I asked that one. If you watch Psych, you know why that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Basically, he had everybody from The Breakfast Club guest star.
Yeah.
The only person who didn't was Emilio Estevez.
Oh, okay.
So we're talking. It's a big group of all of us, and they go, "Oh, by the way, this is Madison. Madison's a huge fan of the show." There goes every piece of Jell-O that could go to my legs did, and I'm like, "Oh no, I hate the show."
Yeah.
Didn't know what to say. From that moment on, I was like, what an idiot I am.
Yeah.
And then so that was the hardest part. Then
that's the worst thing about being starstruck, though.
Yeah.
Like you kind of almost like you can't really. I mean, I've only been starstruck one time, and then that was it. I got really over it.
Who was that?
It was my Jeremy Piven experience.
Oh, cool.
I don't know if I told you the story.
No, I don't remember.
Okay, well, I was training at the Equinox, the gym.
Jeremy Piven was here?
Yeah.
What was he filming here?
I don't know, some show. But he was in the locker room, and I was on the phone, and we're changed, by the way.
Yeah.
And I was on the phone, and I remember just like looking at him, and I just remember being on the phone and being like this. Yeah, I'm going to have to call you back because I'm pretty sure I'm right next to Ari Gold. And I got off the phone. And this is I first moved to Vancouver-ish. You know what I mean?
Ari Gold.
I'm still kind of like into it a little bit. And I see him walking by. And I was like, I'm just going to go for it. I'm like, hey, Ari Gold. He turns to me. Again, this is me. I'm rookie to this, right? I don't even know his name. I don't even really know his real name. And I'm just like, it is definitely disrespectful to say that.
Yeah.
But he comes up to me. He looks me in the face. He's like, why'd you say that?
Scariest moment of your life.
And I was like, I thought he was fucking with me. I was like, oh no, dude, I love your show. Me and the boys back home that we binge you guys' show like every night. Like I'm a huge fan, man.
Yeah.
Like, oh, like so disgusting for you to like re-say that. But he's like, first of all, my name's Jeremy Piven. Have some fucking respect. Puts his glasses back on and walks away.
Wow.
And I remember
scary.
Dude, I remember standing there going like this. Like I looked at the ground and I was just like, oh my God, please tell me that no one had saw that.
Yeah. And
I looked around, and when I looked around, my first thought was, am I getting kicked out of this gym right now?
Yeah. I need to leave.
I need to leave.
Yeah.
I need to really, I shouldn't be at this gym. And then fast forward, man, I saw like so many celebrities there, and it just like didn't even faze me anymore. Like Neil Patrick Harris, Mel Gibson. You know what I mean? Just all.
I've always wondered, who do you think gets stared at more at the gym, either at Equinox? Either the really good-looking girls who are wearing sports bras, or celebrities?
Celebrities, dude.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because that's the one thing.
Without a doubt.
Because it's I find.
Dude, Ryan Reynolds. I remember he trained there.
Yeah.
One time, and
yeah, you're always aware where they are.
You just know, man. Like it's not. I don't care who you are. You don't just go, oh, it's and then you go like back into your life. Like, no, it's just like for a split second there, for a little bit, you're kind of just like, oh man, like that's crazy. He's like right there. And it's kind of weird. It's like subconsciously you kind of like want to work out closer to them.
I'm always afraid because my workout is already planned. So,
well, I'm always trying to get them on the podcast.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. I'm like, hey, dude, like, you know.
Do you want to be on my podcast?
Dude?
Do you want to? I always, so I have to go to wherever my workout is taking me. I know my plan before I get there. So if they're on that, I'm like, oh no. Do I have to ask them, are they done on that machine? This is really awkward.
Yeah.
Hey, are you done working? You done there now?
Yeah.
Okay, it's cool. I'm just a gym person. You're just a gym person.
Yeah.
It's cool. No big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a funny thing when you see celebrities, and because it's the whole, Us Weekly, like they're just like us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm always constantly aware.
Just being in the industry now for a little bit longer, and just like, I don't know, it's not for me. It's not really whatever. It's just a success level, right? Like this guy has a lot of success. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? But I think to be starstruck, I think that's something that just like when you first move to Vancouver, or when you first get into the industry anyways, you're kind of like, oh my God, that's a guy that I watched on TV for like my whole life.
Oh, first time I went to a agency party, you'll be walking this way, and then you'll turn and you'll catch eyes with people. When you see somebody that you know, and you sort of just give them a look or like a wave or hey. Every time, because I watch as many local shows as I can just to be ready if I ever have to audition. So I'll turn, I'll look at them in the eye, and I'll go, hey, and I'll keep walking. And I'll be like, that person has no idea who I am. I just know them from their TV show. So it's always really awkward. And you always get that weird feeling. Like I'd see like KJ Appa at Equinox all the time, and I'd be like, does he know? I know who he is, but why does it? Because it's like you keep making eye contact with these people, knowing or recognizing them, then they see you making eye contact with them, and you're like, oh no, look away.
Right.
I'm so sorry that I didn't, because I always feel like you start to get to know somebody when you watch them on TV.
Right.
So that's always the interesting part.
Yeah. I don't really watch any of that stuff. I haven't watched a TV show in a long time.
No.
So I don't really, it's tough for me to get into that zone. But I do feel like, man, when you go to the gym, I don't care, like when you go to the same gym as someone and you see them over and over and over, man, and when you're working out, you are releasing like this, your dopamine levels are fucking up there, and you're releasing this kind of like this like testosterone energy. Like you're feeling really good, man.
Yeah.
Like you're on like the best type of drug that you could possibly be on, and you're on the same level as that person as well.
Yeah.
And man, I don't care who you are, after a while you are going to start to know these people. Man, the Riverdale cast, say what up, man. Cause like you see them all the time.
Oh, totally.
You see them all the time, right?
That's the funny part. It's just seeing them is an interesting thing. Cause it's always the interesting part is like I said, when you work with somebody, when you do a scene with them, you have no starstruck thing because you have this, this cohesiveness, this sort of ability to be, I'm doing my job, you're doing your job. But when you see them outside of that and you recognize them, I always feel it's kind of one of those things of like, it's like when you follow somebody on Instagram that you don't actually know, and
right.
you meet them in real life.
Right.
Do you pretend that you don't know who they are and introduce yourself, or do you let them know, hey, I follow you?
Right.
Like, do I treat you like a person that I've never known anything about? Because if it wasn't for, this computer in my pocket and this app that takes pictures, I would have no idea who you are.
Well, TV you would, though.
No, I'm saying like even just Instagram people or like friends of friends who just,
Well, the thing is, man, is I think honestly, dude, you got to be very just optimistic and just open-minded about the generation you live in. Yeah. And it's like, people want to feel like, as humans, we want validation. We want to feel like we're super important, right? And just I think the most important thing you can do is just let people know that they're important. If I follow someone on Instagram, man, and I know them, I go, even if they don't even know my name, I don't care, man. Yeah. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Good to see you. Like, they're going to eventually
don't call them Ari Gold.
Yeah, just don't call them Ari Gold. Yeah, seriously. But just, man, be super out there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I think that you should DM like 15 people a day. Like, why not meet 15 new people every single day?
True.
I really believe, man, the more people you do know, the more easier it is for you to be able to do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Yeah.
So...
yeah, it's an interesting world. It's definitely an interesting world that we live in right now.
You got to bounce, I think, though. Hey, you got to go to that fitness thing.
Oh yeah,
1040.
I got 1040. Yeah, better get.
What is it? CrossFit or something?
It's called Conditioning X. It's at the gym I was telling you about. It's called Studio. There's one in Vancouver. There's one in LA, and it's kind of CrossFit, but not heavy lifting or anything like that. It's more just like training like an athlete,
right?
And that's awesome. And it's just sort of nice to go to the gym again and enjoy being there and sort of being taken through like a fitness class and feeling like I'm training for something rather than just because I went to Equinox for a year and a half and it's beautiful. It was nice to get, the scented eucalyptus towels and have the great, beautiful facilities. But at the end of the day, it was still just a gym and I would sometimes not enjoy being there. So it's kind of like, I think you started at Club 16 just recently. And, it's not as nice, but still has the same equipment.
It's totally. It's an okay gym.
Yeah, exactly. So it's one of that's why I've really been enjoying this because you get taken through like a fun thing.
Right.
But yeah, I'll do one last plug. Hopefully people get a chance to watch Narco Leap. It airs July 15th. The trailer started playing Thursday, so people can watch it now. You can just go to www.narcoleap.com and watch the trailer there. Stars Chelsea Reese, myself, and Austin Eckert, as well as Alex Ponovic and Nicole Oliver. It was a blast to work on, and I really hope people get a chance to watch it. We get to watch it for the first time on July 9th. We're going to watch it in theaters, and we're really excited to sort of finally see what came. And then Salvation starts airing at 9 p.m. on Monday. Well, the first episode already aired. No spoilers, but the rest of the season kind of moves to the White House for a little bit and most of it, and there might be a person you recognize in said White House.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's awesome. Thanks for coming on the show, man. I really appreciate it, dude.
I had a blast.
Awesome. Man, we did it, guys. We got through another episode. Yee-hee. Guys, if you listen to the entire thing, I seriously love you from the bottom of my heart. And yeah, hopefully you guys have a great weekend. Keep on doing your thing. Keep on keeping on, don't get down, man. Fuck. It's so easy to get down these days, You see, dude, Instagram or social media or this whole thing, you're seeing so many people's success, and it kind of like throws... Dude, you want to know something right now? Follow people that are struggling the same way you are, and then just follow the rock, because that's it, right? You have the people that are trying to get there, and then you have one person that's already there, and you already know he's just super successful. That's what I'm doing, and it seems to be working all right. There's this new option too on Instagram that's kind of cool. It's like a mute feature. You can like mute profiles, so you don't see their like stories or their posts anymore. And again, guys, the only reason I'm like telling you this is because I know for me personally, I get sometimes a little bit down on myself because I'm seeing all these, social media can be very deceiving. It can be very, very deceiving. And just remember that your life is, it can't always be a fairy tale. There has to be hard work. There has to be down times to have good times, So that being said, we're going to end it here. Guys, if you are interested in receiving bonus episodes, you're a little bit addicted to the show. You know what I mean? A little bit hooked. You can head to patreon.com/Zach Klassen. I'll have the link for that in the description. And again, guys, if you are interested in like seeing these videos, I have them posted on my Facebook video, or my Facebook video page. Jesus Christ, Zach, get it together. I have it posted on my Facebook page as well as my YouTube channel, so you guys can go there. You guys can see the entire episodes full. And yeah, you guys have a great weekend. Keep on keeping on. I wish I had like a Matthew McConaughey accent when I said that. I can't even, it's not even tried. All right, guys, take it easy.